Welcome back to another episode of Monster Gourmet, Fantastic Beasts and How to Eat Them. This time, we're going to be making dragon egg quiche. In order to make dragon egg quiche, you will need a pie shell. This is unbaked, and it's the same recipe that we used for the beholder eye pie. I've only made half of it, of course. And I have rolled it out and fitted it into the pie dish, but I have not done anything else with it. You'll need some butter, leeks, goat cheese, heavy cream, milk, thyme, salt and pepper, and of course, eggs. I've taken my pie shell, rolled it out and fitted it into this dish, and then I froze it. It's been sitting in the freezer for at least half an hour. Next, we'll take some aluminum foil, and then I've got a cup full of pennies here. You can use pie weights for this, but they're expensive and don't do anything special, so I've just got a big jar of pennies sitting around. And those will weigh down the pie crust as it bakes and prevent any bubbles from forming. So we've had our oven preheating at 375 degrees. So I will just stick this in. And similar to the beholder eye pie, I've got a cookie sheet on the bottom, and we will set this on that. So 375 degrees for 25 minutes. Now that our pie shell is in the oven, we have to pay a lot of attention. We have to be very careful about our timing. So the pie crust has to come out of the oven, and within 10 minutes, we want to have our quiche filling into it. So we've got about 35 minutes to go from ingredients to actual quiche filling. So we're going to start with these leeks. And by start with these leeks, I really mean start with this butter. I'm going to get the pan heating up behind me here. So put that on medium heat. Take about 2 tablespoons of butter, drop it in the pan. Now you take your leeks. Leeks are one of my favorite vegetables because they just look so goofy. This is already washed, of course. You got to be careful with leeks. Dirt and all sorts of gunk will get up inside of the layering here. So I've been very careful to wash this in advance. Chop off that bit, and the rest of it should be good to use. We just want rounds about that big. Quiches are extremely flexible. You can put in just about anything you want. So the classic quiche Lorraine, is onions and bacon and like Gruyere cheese. But you can do broccoli cheddar. You can do like crab meat. You can put anything you want at all in a quiche. Spinach, mushrooms, all sorts of things. So very flexible dish. It's basically just like a custard filling with stuff in it. Okay, butter's bubbling. We will take our leeks. We'll just drop them in. As usual, when you're working with something like this, we'll salt and pepper, and that will help to season the dish and also to break down the cell walls in those leeks. So as these leeks cook, they'll start to lose water and they'll contract. And you can see when I give them a little bit of work with the spoon, they come apart real easy. That means we're getting pretty close here. After about 6 or 7 minutes, these leeks will be good to go. They're nice and soft, starting to almost get a little translucent, a little bit browned. We'll just pull them off the stove right into that waiting dish. You can smell that butter they've been cooking. Our next step is going to be to start working on the custard itself. So to do so, we'll take everything except for the cheese. So, cup of cream, about half a cup of milk, thyme, and then we'll do 6 eggs. Salt and pepper. Be generous with the salt. If we added bacon to this, we would use substantially less salt. Take your whisk. So the last thing that we will do is assemble these 3 pieces, the leeks, the goat cheese, and the custard filling, in the pre-baked pie crust. Our pre-baked pie shell is now officially pre-baked. It's been 25 minutes. So we take it out of the oven. And you will reduce the temperature here to 350 degrees. Now, very carefully, you will take these pennies. I always just dump them in the sink. Take your leeks in the pie. Nice, even layer there on the bottom. Next, take your goat cheese. We got 4 ounces of it here. We might use a little bit less than the whole package here. Okay, the last step will be to add the custard, that egg mixture that we created. So we will open back up the oven, pull out this oven wrap, put our pie crust on it, and we will take our custard filling, evening things out. We let this go for, I'm going to start at 40 and we're probably going to go all the way to 50. So we'll let that sit in the oven for at least 40 minutes, probably closer to 50. It'll be done when a knife inserted 1 inch from the edge comes out completely clean. Right, so the center should still be just a little jiggly, but not too much. And then we will let it sit on a wire rack for half an hour. Then, and only then, will it be ready to eat. It has to, once you take it out of the oven, it will coast a little bit. It will continue to cook, and that will get the center of it, the middle of it, rather than being a gushy mess, it will be like a nice textured quiche. It'll be delicious.